thanks so much for being here. For this segment, we have Carrie Harper. She's a personal trainer, group exercise instructor, health coach, and postnatal fitness expert. Basically, she does it all when it comes to your health. I'm excited to talk to her. We're going to be talking about postpartum body shame. Carrie, thank you so much for being here with me.
Oh, thanks so much. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. This is round 2 for you at the Mom Conference. So we're excited to have you. You were awesome the first time around. So let's get going. Something you introduced me to was diastasis recti. So explain a little bit what that is.
Diastasis recti, I should have brought a visual. And if you want me to, I can try to scrounge one up. But let's see if we can get like the mental picture.
Okay.
In your abdomen, there is a muscle that runs from your ribs to your hips down the front. And when it's developed, it looks like 6 or 8 little muscles. That's your rectus abdominis. People call it the 6-pack or the 8-pack. It's actually just one muscle. And that muscle covers those front organs in your body, like your intestines are right underneath that rectus abdominis, okay? So a pregnancy happens and this one muscle is being pushed out until it has lost its level of flexibility and it comes open in the center. Then when the baby is born, it doesn't mean that the muscles just come back together and come back in. Usually they're still lax and still open. And that space in the middle is called diastasis recti. And I was telling you before we started the interview that we are now seeing it in 100% of pregnancies that make it to 36 weeks. So where I felt so alone when I realized that I had this, and so many moms come to me every day thinking that they are alone in this struggle. We now know it is literally everyone. Literally everyone has this issue. And so literally everyone needs to have tools to succeed.
So what are some, because I know there are some things you definitely shouldn't do when it comes to exercising if you have diastasis recti. What are some things that you should do if you're trying to pull those muscles back together and get a good workout?
This is hard too in the beginning, and it sounds like something that's so incredibly easy, but in the beginning, it's super hard. My ABC method, the A is for alignment, the B is for breathing, the C is for core engagement. Those are the 3 things that I focus on in 100% of my training and teaching of new moms. And with one of those elements missing in anything that we're doing, that's where we get set backward. So it's like the slab of our house is alignment, breathing, and core engagement. And that is the base to where all exercises and movements in life come back to. So I'm going to show you real quick what alignment looks like.
Okay.
So alignment looks like a literal straight line. If you look at the top of my head, it's pressing up. And then my head is over my ears, over my shoulder, is over the entire rib cage, is over the top of my pelvis, is over the top of my thigh bone. So when you're pregnant, here's what happens. The baby starts coming out this way and it makes you struggle with your gravity, right? And so you're going to compensate this way, or you're going to compensate this way, or like a combination of both. I see the mom stance a lot with sort of an anterior tilt here. That means the top of the pelvis is rolled forward and the lower back is like super curved with the belly sticking out and the ribs sticking out. And then the shoulders are hunched forward like this. And then the head is forward.
Mm-hmm.
So that alignment in itself, it's like, oh, I'll just fix that, right? I'll just stand up straight. It's a redesign of the body. So trying to get the shoulder back and the shoulder girdle, the ribs to be over the hips, not in front or behind, and the pelvis to be lined up literally takes work, and it takes both strength and flexibility work. So that is always number one, and that's always what I continue to go back to. And so once you get the alignment in place, you can talk about breathing into your lungs. You can talk about getting a nice full breath into your lungs, and you can talk about finding your core engagement, which, as we've just talked about, your body's been through some major stuff here. Pregnancy, right. Childbirth, major stuff. So to engage your core muscles, a lot of times my new clients are like, I can't feel that. I don't know what's happening down there. I can't feel anything. So when you can't feel anything, it's really hard for me to say, oh yeah, just, engage your core, make sure you feel it nice and tight. They're like,
I can't
know what that is.
Oh,
So it literally takes a lot of like deep focus work to try to get back into your abdominal muscles again. A lot of women have had trauma in the childbirth or have had a cesarean, which means that their nerves have literally been cut. And so it's a whole process of trying to reconnect brain to body again.
so this is all so familiar to me. As I'm currently going through it all right now, my body feels like it is completely out of alignment. I remember my hips. I'm like, they are not in the right place. This is the weirdest thing. So maybe what is one good, you mentioned flexibility and something else to help start to improve your alignment. What's a good exercise that you can do at home to try and fix that?
Okay, so let's talk about your hip alignment.
Okay.
Your hips, if they feel like they're sort of tilted forward and you have that sway lower back thing, a lot of times the actual muscle that's shortened is the front of your thighs, your psoas. So the psoas goes, this is such an interesting muscle. It goes right here. It connects your pelvis to your thighs, but it also wraps into your lower back. So it goes like underneath and into your lower back. So when that muscle is short, then you have the forward pelvis, you have the back arch like this, and the belly hanging out. And then it's like, I can't get my hips to line up because these muscles are too short. Mm-hmm. So we actually have to do things like lengthening out the psoas muscle. Get one leg behind you and just start to straighten it and lengthen this out again. And take the time to get length here. Or tucking under here and dropping that knee down and getting this long again with the support of something.
Right.
You know, foam rolling the front of the thighs. And those kinds of things help with that issue, as well as working on your back. So trying to get your back to be strong. If your shoulders are rounded forward and you have that lower back issue, chances are the muscles along your spine and your back have sort of gotten lax and they're not holding you upright again. So one very simple exercise I do is get your hands behind you like this, okay? And then try to clap your hands together. And so while you're standing there and watching a commercial break or waiting for a pot to boil, you're just trying to clap your hands behind you. And it looks, and at first it's like, oh, this is so easy. Get 50 claps in, and I'm telling you, your back is going to feel that. And then you'll email me and say, why is my back sore?
You did this to me. No, that is great advice, and it's incredible the things we do to our bodies, right? So, Carrie Harper, personal trainer, group exercise instructor, health coach, and pre-postnatal fitness expert. Thank you so much for coming on with me today.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.